Okay, Assalamualaikum. I want to present about the diversity of hermit crabs at Pantai MT. For introduction, in the research background, uh, the scientific name for the hermit crabs is Parguloidea, relates to a superfamily of decapod crustaceans that live within the empty shells of other mollusks. Hermit crabs have to swish out their shell for a bigger one as they grow. They look out shy because of their abdomen very soft and vulnerable to predators. And then they have more than 1,100 different species of hermit crabs, and they can be found in the whole world. They are typically located near to the tropics on sandy or muddy soils and also at shorelines. Okay, then justification. Hermit crabs use a variety of snail shells as protection from predators and desiccation, which is the key for their survival. And then the existence or abundance of gastropod shells, the species of hermit crabs, and the presence of shell competitors from other hermit crabs have a part in shell selection. The studies on shell of hermit crabs had been reported before this, but it is very limited in Malaysia. Okay, the objectives, which are to study the habitat preferences for hermit crabs that are present and found at Pantai BMT, and to examine the types of shell that hermit crabs choose based on their body sizes, and then to interpret the data for hermit crabs shell selection at Pantai BMT. Okay, then methodology for the sampling site. This is the sampling site will conduct at Pantai BMT for the hermit crabs shell selection. Then sampling method. First, for the sampling collection, the hermit crabs were collected during the high tide, and then the collected hermit crabs with their shell were put into the bucket and then taken to the laboratory and stored in freezer. And then measurements of shells. Each hermit crabs are removed from their shell, and then recorded the hermit weight and also the shell weight. And next, identification of shells. The shells of hermit crabs were identified their species using a pictorial key and were register of marine species list. The expected outcome, there will be a new data and knowledge about hermit crab shell selection that will be collected at the Pantai MT. And then there will be the different types and species of hermit crab shells will be recorded from Pantai MT. To identify the types of hermit crabs shell selection that is present and found at Pantai MT through the pictorial key and word register of marine species list, we can give a knowledge to others. This is the Gantt chart for the study. This is the references. That's all. Thank you.